Hello, I'm Brother Carter.
And I am... who am I? Okay.
Start over. Hello, I'm Brother Carter.
And I am Val.
And we have a new show called
Tasteful and Toxic.
Coming out when?
Every Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. Check us out.
Tune in. Good morning, and welcome to another edition of Tasteful and Toxic. And your main man, Brother Carter. How y'all doing out there? And I have my co-host with me, Val. Hey, baby.
Hey.
How you doing? And today we have another brother, returning brother, should I say, Brother Doc over here. Brother Doc, wave at the people. Say hello.
So this is the last time I will be referred to as Brother Doc.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be nephew.
Oh.
All right, nephew.
Okay.
All right.
You know what? I love that you said that.
No, let the people know for real. This is my nephew.
All right, few.
Yeah, no, man, I'm just so blessed.
Come on
to be
in, nephew, my nephew.
I had to come in a little toxic today.
That's all right, being a little toxic. That's what we're gonna chop it up about today.
Yeah, so man, I'm blessed, man. All is well. And I'm blessed to be here, man. Another beautiful day that I get to show God's people what you put inside of me, man.
That's good. That's good. Man. We're so happy to have you today. And we also have another returning brother, minister, pastor of Miracle Church. Hey, man, how you doing there, Pastor?
I'm glad to be here with you guys in this toxic situation. And we have to stay tasteful while everybody else is toxic. So they decided to write the pastor on with the nephew because they needed some help. So that's why the pastor is involved.
Oh, this is to be good.
That is the reason.
Well, that's what we're going to talk about today is tasteful and toxic, the good, the bad, and the ugly of both sides of being tasteful and toxic. Because you can be tasteful and be toxic, and you can also be toxic and be tasteful too. Am I making sense?
Yes. You're making a lot of sense there.
Am I making sense?
Yes.
Because I go in and out.
Yeah.
I go in.
So let me ask you, Val.
Okay.
I'm go to you first because you're my co-host and my right hand on this show here.
In life.
What does
not just the show? What you mean?
In life.
All right. Get this right then. Huh?
Boy, get
right. Yeah. So give me. I want you to give an example of toxic tastefulness.
Okay. For instance,
being toxic, but being tasteful.
For instance, when I'll just give a prime example, when someone crosses the line, and whether male or female crosses the line of respect,
okay,
I can be one would call it toxic because I'm checking you because you're going to respect me.
Okay.
If you don't do nothing else.
If I don't do nothing else, but I'm going to do it tastefully. You're going to know, you're going to feel that it's going to go in on you and it's going to come out on you. It's going to be so smooth.
You don't
even know I
could. So they say, hey man,
you bleed.
You didn't even know until I just told you can be toxic and tasteful at the same time. See, I learned you something already on the show, and we ain't even started the show yet.
Then but I gave you an example. Of when that happened.
Okay, that's one. Pastor, you have one where you can be, you as a pastor, you program. You program to be tasteful.
But sometimes y'all lose y'all cool.
Yeah, you want to be toxic.
Yeah, but sometimes even in the pulpit, you can be toxic while you're being tasteful because you got to tell some people some things, in a very aggressive. Sometimes it has to be aggressive in your preaching, I guess, should I say? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So tell the people how you can eat.
Sometimes, even when you deal with people being corrupt or sin, you have, and that's toxic. But some people you just can't go straight at them.
Right.
So you got to be very tasteful. Like, brother, you shouldn't do that. But you really want to just tell them, you're wrong. You're going to hell. Stop doing that.
The wages of sin.
You know it.
Yeah.
But you want to be tasteful.
So I got to ask a question on that part right there. Why you just can't tell them at that point? Because that may be the last time they hear you.
Yeah.
You telling them, but you know you can't, because some people are just still babies.
They gonna make.
You gotta recognize your audience.
Yeah,
right.
That's good.
So they gonna run as soon as they gonna blame it on you. You gotta get them to me.
You gotta. So look, sometimes you have to talk to people in a matter in which you know they can receive it.
Right.
You know, and so you just can't be just toxic at some people.
And that's what I tell a lot of these people that's working with a lot of these young boys who are raised by their mamas, right? They don't have no males in the home, so they're not used to the deep. So when you do that, defenses, everything goes up. So you gotta say, hey man, listen, woo. And then once you get in where you can get that, then you get
okay, gotcha.
So being a pastor, you can't just go in like that because everything gonna go up, he gonna back up. So you gotta go in a little tasteful, and then once you get there, you let him know what the real is.
Let him know. And like Jesus met the woman at the well, he didn't take all the disciples well. He went by himself because he knew what he was dealing with. He knew they were going to start, in other words, tripping when they found out who he was talking to. So he went by himself.
So for those that don't know that story, what was it? Why? What kind of woman was she?
She was a woman. He says it's a need for me to go to Samaria. So when he got to Samaria, he met a woman drawing water. And when she was drawing the water, he asked for a drink. And he said something to the woman. He said, listen, he asked about her husband, and he said the one you have is not your husband, and he said that you got 5. That's the situation was. She was
sleeping
kind
around.
Of promiscuous. She what we call sleeping around. Let's just break it down. She was sleeping around.
She was sleeping around. Not only that, I think in the matter in which the Bible was describing it, it was like every man that you slept with is your husband.
Is your husband.
And still to this day.
And the one
that was toxic.
That was toxic.
And that's what he was saying, that the one you with is not your husband.
Not yours.
Yeah, because you've been
dibbling and dabbling everywhere and dragging all this here with you.
Now that was toxic, tasteful, and everything like Jesus did that.
Right. And Jesus did a whole lot of toxic things that was tasteful.
Yeah, it's right.
And and that's what I want to talk about today on the show, because a lot of times we can be we can say some things tasteful, toxically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If that makes sense, is that a word?
You know they're gonna get gonna get you.
And you can say something toxically, but do it tastefully.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And what I want to get to is I believe it's all in the matter of the tone in which you bring it.
Yeah.
And so you can say something tasteful right now to the show.
Say something tasteful.
Say something tasteful. But you think you seen this little lady? No. I'm gonna go to your arena. You see this young man got his pants all dripped down off his behind, and you want to say, how you gonna correct him tastefully?
Hey, come on, man. Listen, man. Pull your pants up, man. You already know they talk about us and this, that, and the other. All you doing is giving them another reason to talk about us, man.
And so you say that was tasteful, but he may have received it toxic.
Yeah, man. Who he think he is? He ain't my daddy. Always trying to tell me to pull my pants up.
You told him in a tasteful way,
right?
But he received it toxically,
because it offended him, because he know he's wrong.
You see what I'm saying? This tasteful toxicness,
and it's so funny you bring that up, because my husband used to be concerned with me, because I would always, when I seen young men or women doing things, even long time ago, still I would correct them right on the spot. Now, pull them pants up. Where you going looking like that? You know, come on now, you better than that. And they would be concerned because they said, Lawrence would always, Valerie, be careful. And I said, God got me, but I have a responsibility when I see it. So I was doing it from love, tasteful. But what they were telling me, they could receive that.
You're making toxic. Full circle. The word tasteful and toxic.
Yes.
And because because you saying something nicely,
don't mean
necessarily mean
the same way.
Right.
Because your intention and what you're trying to do.
Right.
But when people sometimes know they're in the wrong, or sometimes they feel that guilt. What
you don't know that response
when you say it to them. Depending on where they're at mentally. And can't take no constructive criticism, oh man, they always trying to tell me what to do.
Yeah.
No, I'm really just trying to help you.
Yes.
But it's received different.
Right,
Yes.
right.
That's
and
good.
so yeah, I'm gonna stick with Doc right here on this one, because Doc, your mannerism and the way you deliver your motivational speeches and everything, you come off very aggressive. You're coming from a pure place in your heart.
Yeah.
And it's very tasteful coming out, but it can be perceived toxically, because you trying to put something into somebody. You trying to pour it into them. You trying to open up that fountain, and you got to receive this.
You need to get it right now.
The people who receive it as toxic is the people that's living a lie, because I ain't speaking nothing but the truth.
Exactly. And I'm not telling you that you're doing something wrong. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Yeah, what I'm saying is that people, the way Tasteful and Toxic work, and when I'm trying to deliver on the show today, is that what you're doing is very tasteful. What you're doing is the pastoring is very tasteful, because you're trying to post something. But sometimes when we trying to motivate other folks,
they take it as being toxic.
No, we need them to have this right now.
That fire
approach, it's that fire inside of you.
They don't see what we see.
Yeah. And everybody don't receive it.
Yeah.
That's going to be some, like the word say, that's the word gonna fall on some stony ground and some. You know what the Bible say, Pastor.
I got a good one for you. I was at the gas station pumping my gas. Me and the older gentleman just saw me. You know how you speak to old people, they start talking. Start talking about history. And I'm looking at this car, and I saw a toxic situation. A young lady was pumping the gas,
and the
young man was sitting in the passenger seat.
And
I'm
from the inside, it's burning up.
It's stewing down the inside.
And I
had to go.
I had to hold my peace.
Yeah,
because I really wanted to knock on that window.
Yeah.
And say, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
And look at her. What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that just I got to.
Yeah. And I've seen several instances like that. Where you just get. Some things will just run you toxic.
It just run it. It just run you
toxic.
So how do you control that? How do you control from that thing making you go blink?
Rehearse it in your mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
And look at the if you're gonna say it like you said, you got no God is with you. You rehearse it in your mind and say, okay, I'm gonna say it like this, and not like this.
Okay.
Because it could because you could go the wrong way and start a fire that you don't want to start, and your point can't get across. But even if you do it tasteful, they still may respond negative.
Right.
And it's so glad you brought that point up, because it's so difficult to correct people these days. People get so
in their field.
They get in their feeling, and I told a young man in Galveston, I was driving in Galveston some years back, and little boy crossing the street, and I said, I rolled my window down. I said, hey man, don't you see this car coming down the street? You just jumping all in the middle of the street like that, man. You don't do nothing like that. And the little boy pulled his shirt up on me and said, what you say, old man? I said, I ain't said nothing, young brother. And I'm
glad you brought it. Here's the thing. In our day,
I was trying to say something really tasteful to him.
It turned toxic. Well, one of the things that in our day and age coming up, we would have never done that.
No.
When we were coming up, we got corrected by an elder, an adult. We respect it. I'm sorry. Thank you. And you move on, because but today's kids in society, unfortunately, that's not what we're getting. Man. And so you have to be careful, because it can turn toxic. But God doesn't want us to stop talking to our kids and point.
So I truly believe the more you get to understand and know who you are,
your art,
and you get to understand how God speaks to you, he will give you that sense of discernment in certain situations.
Yeah.
You know how some certain situations you just can't hold it in and it just come out on his own.
Right.
And before you know it, you be done help somebody. Right?
Because it got to go.
But then it be them certain situations, it seems like you want to bring it out so bad, but you just can't find the words to say it. And that be the Lord telling you, hey, shut up.
Right.
Shut up.
Real talk.
And you gotta know that.
Yeah.
And the more you start to learn and understand who you are, you will start
and your walk and what God has for you.
For you. Because he's gonna put the people in your path
that he needs you
to touch.
Come on now.
And a lot of times we start trying to touch people and other people.
And God ain't never told us.
And then they go off on us. I was just trying to help them. But you wasn't called to help them.
You just learned me something, like the old folks say. They don't teach. You don't teach old folks stuff. You learn them something.
You learn them something.
You just learned me something here, because I think at the end of the day, long as you being authentic to who you are.
Absolutely.
And people people know who you are.
They know who
they know real you.
Yeah, they know. Yeah, they know you because you're the same all the time.
All the time.
You know what I'm saying? And so when you start being this person on one side of the street, and then you turn into this other person on the other side of the street,
I'm gonna be this person.
and then that's when you go.
That's when the disconnect comes.
That's when
they
you
start
get
saying,
right.
Man, I remember. And he's still. And it break it.
Yeah.
He can't. How you gonna?
So now everything you say is toxic.
Yeah. How you
ain't the same brother.
Nah, you right.
You know what I'm saying? You just learned me that. God just pulled that into my spirit when you was talking and everything right there.
I'm so honored that I can actually learn my Hey man, it's a blessing, man.
Yeah, so
that's why they call you Doc. That's why.
You know what? I know this your show.
Yes.
And I'm your co-host on here.
This Tasteful Toxic. This is an open platform. Can
I tell you, you men are on it. But I got baby, you sure look good in them shades.
Okay.
So is it do the guys work? Because Pastor got some shades on too.
Oh yeah.
Pastor got them shades on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, where's my
I saw Brother Carter, and I became part of the Carter crew. see, we ain't toxic because we're not in jail together.
see, Pastor know the Bible real good, and when he in Rome, he do as the Roman. Oh man! But you had something you want to add?
I do want to ask this question because. A lot of times because women are emotional.
Absolutely.
And so sometimes our deliverance can be high pitched. Because it's emotional. Because we're really talking about some things that really on the inside bothering us.
Depending on how long it's been in
it can come off a certain way. Why, soon as we say we want to talk, or I need to talk to you about something, why y'all automatically come with a
Pastor? I'm gonna let Pastor just know.
Why do y'all automatically?
I'm gonna go to an older man on this one.
Why do y'all automatically, before y'all even start to deliver, it's almost like a wall is up? What is that all about? Elaborate.
Because we already had experience that what they brought, it probably got toxic. And we know it may become toxic again. And the atmosphere could be clear, calm, and cool. And then hear this conversation come up. You're like, man, I know what is going to happen. All I want to do is watch the football game.
Okay.
That's all I want to do.
Okay, well, you can't enjoy the game.
All I want to do is zoom.
Me being the only lady here, I got.
So we already know.
I got to dig back in for the ladies. So I'm gonna ask the question: why does it have to be toxic when we're trying to deal with something so that we can move on? Because it becomes toxic because we can't ever sit down and have the conversation. So by the time we really get there again, we're trying to find good times.
So let me turn the question around after I'm gonna get to you. Let me turn the question around. Why do women take the most opportune time when a man not ready to sit down and have a conversation.
That's why I'm going with it. That's why.
Well, let me ask before we go there. I appreciate you saying
because y'all wait to good as what the Texans just go to touchdown and you want to stand in front of the TV now.
We need you talk.
Okay, but so let's just say this: there is no game on.
Yeah,
there is no. There's no nothing movie you watch, nothing going on.
Now we just sitting in a restaurant.
You're not gonna talk.
We're sitting in a restaurant.
Yes.
And ain't none of this conversation came up.
Wait, let me see. You're not gonna distract me. That was my question.
I'm just saying.
You asked me, did I have something to say? Nothing's going on. But we need to have this conversation about this particular thing.
Yeah.
And as soon as I say,
let's talk.
Why is there an automatic, or a woman says, let's talk? Why is there an automatic defense?
Brothers, I'm gonna let you jump in here. When you say let's talk, that means it's something serious.
Yes.
It means it's something serious, and now I got to really sit down and have a extended conversation about something. And yeah, go ahead.
No. Let me get this.
He ain't saying nothing.
I know. That's why he passed it to me. He having
He is an expert. We just shift that. You say shift that. He just shifted.
They're playing basketball. I get that.
I ain't got trouble in my house. I just came back from vacation. I'm gonna shift that.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. So 9 times out of 10,
doctor have listen to the conversation.
That's okay.
9 times out of 10, depending on how long we've been in a relationship with this woman, we know what I need to talk mean. Because evidently she been sitting on something for Lord knows how long. We done this, we didn't talk about it. We done that, we didn't talk about it. We done this and we didn't talk about it. So now in my mind, I'm trying to figure out, dang, which one do she want to talk about? Because I got to try to figure out, which wrong did I do? I got to try to figure out exactly which one I need to be prepared for whenever she come at me, right?
Yeah.
So now you got my mind in a whole tremble because I don't know what you finna say. And 9 times out of 10, if I don't have the right answer for what I'm fixing to answer, you finna go in even harder on.
Well, here's the problem. Okay. Ladies, I'm finna get them right now.
Because on Saturday we had a show called On Your Crap. On the Love and Victory show. We had On Your Crap. And so there's a lot of crap out there sometimes we have to own up to. So when your woman come to you and say,
we need
to talk.
She basically said it's time to own up.
Yeah. Which one of the pieces of crap?
I got a solution.
Okay.
I can solve the problem. Let the people step in. My father-in-law gone to be with the Lord, but he had a hearing aid. And whenever my mother-in-law would talk to him, the story goes, I don't know if it's true. He said, well, how the story goes.
Off.
So when you see it, you got to get a hearing aid. See? Brother Carter, Brother Carter something.
Yeah.
He turned that thing off.
Turn it off.
He said to walk in front of me. He say something. But it been on the whole time.
Okay. Wait a minute. Ladies, I'm still not letting them get away with it.
We love our women. We love our women.
But the problem is,
let's talk is
but that's okay. We'll come up with another word. But when a woman,
why can't a woman just start talking instead of staying?
No. If you're honest, even if you've done something wrong, and your significant other says to you, "I need to talk to you about something." No matter what it is, you don't. It looks real good.
Good teeth.
It says cheers. Okay. Okay. So if we're honest, you just, what do we have to talk about? And just talk. Don't put a defense up. Don't try to figure out in your mind.
Okay. Now we have tens and thousands of men out there listening to this show right now.
Tell them, okay, don't put your guards up. Don't go trying to figure out what they're going to talk about, because whatever we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about it and we're going to get past it.
So listen, why can't the women just come and just straight say, hey, baby, you remember the other day when this happened? I really would like to talk to you about that. At least give us a heads up.
Oh, that's, you know what?
That's what I was
okay, that's
saying.
real good.
At least give us a heads up.
Okay, so don't say,
because when you
let's
say
talk.
We need to talk, and then that's it, you're actually giving us a determined time, because when you say we need to talk, you're actually giving us the option to say, hey, let's talk about it later, right? So now we need time to think about it.
No. That don't mean let's talk about it later. No.
But
I don't know if you ever been married or not.
Yeah, it was short.
Yeah. Let's talk don't mean can we talk about it later?
But listen, I feel like if a woman came
and said, I need to talk to you about,
hey, you remember the other day when XYZ happened?
We need to talk
this
about
is how I felt about it. I would really like to talk about that.
Yeah. You know what?
When are you going to be available?
You know, the young nephew over here just dropped some tickets.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that, because, hey, ladies.
I don't want to thank Doc for dropping that to the ladies out there. I know it's tens and thousands of men out there, but there's hundreds and hundreds of women out there listening. And we all need to be accountable for
okay, so
how tasteful or toxic we gonna be.
Can I
in
tell
our
y'all
relationship.
something? I appreciate that as a lady, because that is a different way of framing a conversation that needs to happen.
Right.
Because we can still have the conversation. All we have to say is, baby, I need to talk to you about this, this, and this.
Yeah.
And instead of saying this, and this, because that's too much for y'all.
Right.
Let's say I need to talk about this.
Yeah.
Don't come with y'all
surprise.
Yeah, and y'all don't like a lot of things at one time.
No.
So we'll give y'all
we got a one-track mind. You know, we gotta close this tab to open that tab, and then we gotta close this tab to open. Y'all got like 30 tabs open. Y'all walking and chewing bubble gum.
Don't wear a phone at. I bet she got about 50 tabs open right now on that thing.
That's right. But when we talk, let's make sure we keep it tasteful and not let it get toxic.
Oh, well, I like that. I love that path. But here's how it turns toxic. When men, for us as a lady, I'm the only lady here. For ladies, when
you're the only lady right here, but you ain't the only lady.
Yeah, I'm the only lady in this room.
Right.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
when ladies, it turns toxic for us when you guys are giving one word answers. Let me tell you why. That's too controlling. You're not opening your heart up. And so when you're saying, yes, you're right. Okay. You're trying to move the conversation on and be over with. That's how we receive that.
You got us. We really ain't got no answer for what you asking.
Well, why don't you just be honest?
No, let me put this plug in there for all the men out there, you know, that struggle with this. You know, we often don't like having conversations with our significant others because we don't feel, and many of us don't feel, that there's going to be a resolve at the end of the conversation. If we thought there was an end to it, we'd be more prone, I believe, to have the conversation.
Because see, y'all are bringing stuff up 6 months down the road when we thought we had hashed it out back
see,
there.
one thing about having the conversation with the woman, with your woman, it'll start off with this conversation. But that conversation ends up going on into
I think at that point,
B, C, D.
I think that's part of.
Wow, we ain't even. I thought we were just talking about this right here. How did we get down here?
Okay, I'll be honest. Okay,
How did we get there?
I'm gonna be honest with you on that from a woman's perspective. When we don't feel we're being heard, now it's war.
Yeah,
and so it's gonna be a debate.
And I think a lot of men that been in a relationship a long time out there, that they know if they say the wrong word, that one trigger word gonna spark a whole nother deal. So therefore, a lot of times the women out there, y'all get these one word answers to questions because
we trying to play it safe.
Yeah.
We try, because one wrong, y'all want one word, right? You say we giving you one word.
Right.
We give you one wrong word, everything else blow up. So we just trying to keep it to a minimum.
So can I go to the pastor? Pastor, can you give us some words here to help with this? Because I'm sure you first, Sister Walters be trying to, Sister Walter be trying to have a conversation, and you may not be. It may be somebody that came up in the church, and she was a little. Sister Walter, I'm coming.
Sister Walter felt some kind of way.
She felt some kind of way because she over here. Sister Agnes came in here showing all her teeth.
You must be talking to her. You must be talking to her.
And then she always wanted. She see me standing there, but she want to come over to bypass me and go say, Sister Walter, and say she can come over and say something to pass, and you won't.
Yeah, we've had these experiences.
So Pastor,
you know, it's I'm big on communication. I'm really am. I'm very big on it, and I learned in maturity that sometimes you want to stay away from it because you could be planning to have a good night with your spouse,
right? And
you know that this conversation is gonna kill the night.
Gonna ruin it.
It's gonna kill the night because we can still be juvenile as adults.
Come on now.
We cannot talk and solve the problem and go on and have a good night because it will come to bed with us.
Well, here's how you're gonna have a good night. When Sister Walters was standing there, and Sister
but you see what you just did.
Benefice came up to him and showed her teeth.
I'm gonna show you what you just did.
He should have checked her right then. I'm sorry.
No, I'm gonna show you what you just did.
Thank you.
I'm gonna show you what you just did. In the middle, a pastor sitting there trying to express what he was talking about. You jump right in and then say, no, we gonna.
And she just proved all of us right. She just proved all of us right. For all the women out there, she just proved all of us right.
Okay.
Thank you, Brother Carter.
You just proved it right there. While men just sit there and just say, I'm not gonna mess this up here. Yeah, and you just did it.
And she was so cool with it. She
Perfect example.
She said, Pastor. She was so cool with it.
Well, all I need to say is Sister Benefice need to make sure before she acknowledges you, she need to acknowledge Brother Carter. She just say, hey, Sister Carter, how you doing today? Hey, Pastor, how you doing today?
Say, Sister Carter, how you doing? Then turn her head and look right at Pastor.
I got an issue with that. Didn't I get her together?
I think,
But the scripture says, they that in the gospel is not so easily offended.
Well, baby, I guess I ain't been there long enough.
And that's the answer Robert probably gave. I tell you.
What you say, Robert? Say, I'm still on the construction. They still working on me. Say, you might be there, but I ain't there.
Y'all playing. Hey, Val, for real. You see how she lives?
Yeah.
Hey, look, I guess I ain't there yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm real.
So, I know we're having fun on Tasteful Toxic. We're having a good time having a conversation. Yeah. But, we do want to leave our audience with something pure. And so, wow.
That was pure.
No.
I'm on the construction.
She was dead serious. She said,
no. And I know. And there are a lot of men that are a lot calmer and trying to deliver conversation. And it actually pisses your woman off, I believe.
Yeah, it does.
Because you want to be calm. She wants you to be toxic sometimes.
Yeah.
And, man, this has been a genuine conversation that took place today. Be sure to tune in next week. We're going to have a part 2 of this episode of Tasteful Toxic with Doc, nephew, Pastor.
Get it right.
And Val. Be sure to tune in next Wednesday at 8:00. We love you. God bless you.